Everyone has the dream of being able to live their life on their own terms without having to stress about their finance. So today we'll dive into a topic that has been on everyone's mind at some point in their life, which is retirement planning. In this video, we'll break down the key factors that determines how much money do you need for those golden years ahead. So if you're ready to secure a comfortable and worry-free retirement, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get to it right now. But before we crunch the numbers, let's talk about why retirement planning is so crucial. Just imagine you wake up at 65 years old with no savings, no plan, no wife, and no motivation to face life because you thought that the retirement was the duty of the government. Well, that's where personal savings come into play. By planning for the future, you're ensuring some great financial stability and the possibility to continue living the life that you desire in the future, even when your working days will be far behind you. This means that even if you face some future unexpected situations such as some health problems, some hikes of the interest rates that will impact your total mortgage payment, or even a massive market crash, well, by being prepared for the worst case scenarios, you won't be in big troubles when it's going to be the time for you to relax for the rest of your life. And so this leads us to the first step in your quest of retirement planning, which is to understand what are your retirement goals. Take a moment to think about what is the desirable lifestyle that you want to have during this period of your life. Will you travel, downsize your home, pursue hobbies, or simply babysit your grandchildren in your little cottage? Try to figure out what are your objectives and your goals for this special period in your life, and this will help you to see how much money do you need to have saved for your retirement. And a little pro tip is that if you currently live with the love of your life, make sure that you sit with him or with her and that you understand what are both of your objectives for this period, so you'll be able to have a better overview of what will be your future situation. Now that you know what is the lifestyle that you want to have in the future, let's estimate what will be your retirement expense. This will include everything from housing to healthcare to entertainment and groceries. To make this exercise, I would personally recommend you to take a simple sheet of paper or even to simply open a Word page and to write down all your total expenses that you currently pay on your budget. Obviously, if you don't have a budget at the moment, I highly recommend you to check out the video that I've made on the importance of budgeting. But in any case, make sure to take in consideration the important expenses items, which are notably the healthcare and the medical bills, as well as the transportation, the groceries, the electricity bills, the living expenses, your housing fees, and you can also plan different entertainment fees. However, keep in mind that the current cost that you have today won't be the exact same as they'll be in 20, 30, or 40 years from now, because remember that you'll need to factor what is the inflation for the future. As costs tend to rise in the future, keep in mind that the average inflation is often between 1 to 3%, so make sure that you keep a great margin safety. Personally, with the current scenarios that we are seeing on the market right now, I would put my inflation expectations to between 4 to 5%. Just for a comparison, in 1980, $100,000 would now be worth in buying power over $370,000 at the moment. If you have difficulties to include the inflation in your total calculus, I would personally recommend you to use an online calculator, which is offered by most banks. And in fact, this can be incredibly helpful for this step. But now the real question will be, how will you be able to cover all of these future expenses? Obviously, retirement income can come from multiple income sources such as the social security, pension plans, and investments. And so the third step on this list will be pretty much as important as the two others previous steps that I've just presented to you, and it will be to calculate what will be your retirement income. On your side, make a list of all the potential income sources that you'll have at that time and how much they'll be able to provide annually. It can be to add your pension plan income with all your dividend income from the stocks and the ETFs that you own, that you'll be adding with all your rental income from all the real estate properties that you own. Just make sure to include every income sources that you'll have when you'll be retiring. As for the second step, this one implies that you'll have to predict for the future, notably to see and to determine what will be your total savings and so how much income will you generate from it. And so this will help you to see if you need to increase your total savings rate to reach your objective before the period that you want to retire. But talking about that, if you want to retire before a certain period, you need to understand two basic rules. And so now I'll unveil two of the most important basic thumbs rules that will help you in your retirement planning, which are the 25x rule and the 4% rule. The 25x rules mention that you need to have saved over 25 times your average annual salary to be able to live your retirement comfortably, and the other rule, which is the 4% rule, is stating that if you withdraw 4% of your total savings and investment over 1 year, adjust with the inflation, you should be able to last about 30 years. Knowing that the average person goes to retirement at about 60 years old and that the average lifespan is between 80 to 85 years old, well, it means that according to this last rule, you should be able to cover all of your expenses when you reach this threshold. However, even if these are great starting points, you need to understand that everyone's situation is different. Obviously, some people will want to go to retirement before 60 years old and some won't necessarily have the same chance. And on the upper end, you might want to have a golden retirement where you'll be living on multiple yachts, doing a lot of big travel and expensive travels all around the world. And so you might be able to understand that if you want to live that desirable lifestyle in the future, these basic rules won't be able to cover necessarily all your total expenses. But keep in mind that if you want to have pretty much the same lifestyle as you did when you once was a worker, well, this rule can be a pretty good starting point for you. Finally, keep in mind that your retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it deal. Life can throw curveballs to you and your financial situation may change in the future. It could be some unexpected hospitalization, to lose an important family member, or even some uncertainty on the different economic markets. So the fifth and last step will be to adjust your plan over time. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your retirement plan is essential for anyone that is looking to enjoy some easy and peaceful retirement. Everyone has the same starting point, but not everyone has the same pace, the same time, and the same objectives. This simple step is only about being proactive and adaptive to all the situations that could occur in your life to be able to reach all the objectives that you've set yourself. And so retirement planning might be a little bit overwhelming for some, but it is definitely a journey that is worth taking. Keep in mind that, as the famous boxer George Foreman once said, the question isn't at what age I want to retire, it is at what income. By setting clear goals, estimating your expenses, calculating your total future income, and adjusting your plan over time, you'll be on your way to enjoy these golden years ahead of yourself without any financial distress. If you found this video quite helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and to share it with other people that are currently on the retirement planning path. But now that you found what are the best ways to plan for your golden age ahead of you, you might be wondering, hey, but Luis, what are the best investment vehicles that I can invest in to reach my objectives faster? Well, to find the answer to this question, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace!